Plenty of energy in the room, that's good. Look, hands up anyone that belonged to a bunch of people, associates, friends, whatever, where you can just say what you like, do what you like, be open, be honest, be frank. Anyone fit into that category? One person. Oh, there's a few. Thank goodness for that. People you can share a space where you feel absolutely comfortable to say whatever you like. And I think even at times, just between you and me, a bit politically incorrect. Oh gee, that's pushing it. Anyone heard of the walls of Jerusalem? Not many of you. Okay, well it's not a place in the Middle East, and I'm not about to get too religious on you. But it is a beautiful place in central Tasmania, Central Highlands of Tasmania. Great wilderness area, majestic. Anyone into bushwalking, you'd love it down there. Very remote. I went there with a few mates about a month ago. Bushwalking, 5 days through the wilderness. And you know what, it wasn't so much the environment, the beauty of Tasmania. It was actually just the bunch of guys with and the intimate discussion we had around all sorts of things. And I suppose when you get with a bunch of people where you can just be yourself, it's almost like a release. And for us it was all the banter around the same-sex marriage, homosexuality. We just got stuck right into it. And the funniest part was we're right at the height of this discussion about homosexuality, and these about 6 elderly bushwalkers came around the corner. And of course our volume has been getting higher and higher as we went, so they heard just about everything we'd said. So it was we all had a good laugh, a little bit embarrassing, but for me it was just a wonderful experience and every time we get together, do this about once every year, and we just go off somewhere special. And but the reason we run these is to challenge, provoke, raise your thinking out of the doldrums. And for those that don't know me, my name's Wayne Dyson, I'm Director of Bridgeworks. And our company, I suppose, our mission is to engage your people in the workplace. Get the brains out of the car park. Create those environments where you can have the discussions that you really need to have. And it's a pretty sad reflection, I think, on society today that because we're getting more and more politically correct and we're worried about offending people, we don't say what really needs to be said. Can anyone relate to that? Yeah? It's just fortunate that we've got politicians that are showing us the way to be politically incorrect and say what really needs to be said. Do you know, it takes trust. And I suppose the theme that runs through Bridgeworks is the ability to build trust. Whether it's a sales team that we're working with, helping them lift their sales, an operations team, trying to get them to be more effective with each other and respect each other, not to make them mates. It's not about being mates, it's about being respectful of each other and different points of view. Coaching and mentoring managers to lift staff engagement and contribution. So the processes and strategies come back to measuring, targeting and building trust in your workplaces. Now imagine having the privilege, have a look at the people at your table, right? So you have a good look at them. Imagine the privilege of exploring your leadership with that lot, okay? In fact, exploring your leadership with a bunch of people from other industries, all passionate about moving forward in terms of how they influence and affect other people. Having fierce conversations around some of the topics that we often would love to talk about. Being presented with how others see me data, about how other people see you. I think one of the best aspects or best characters of the greatest leaders is their ability to be self-aware and to be aware of the impact that they're having on other people. And also, one of the programs that I'm touching on here is a program called Leadership Now, which we run out on an island off Queensland. Why do we do that? Well, is anyone here, would they be excited about not having any emails or mobile phone calls for 4 days? Hands up, anyone? No. A few of you. Come on, both hands. You're allowed to put both up. It's all right. And even though there's a few people that have been on that program, I'd like to say it is a powerful program. But you know what? The greatest power comes from a thing that we do which is called solo. And it's when people get all this feedback and they have time then on their own. And again, research shows that leaders that spend that time regularly reflecting and having time on their own seem to be able to plug into perhaps the things that they need to plug into. So that's another thing that we do on that program. In fact, there's a few spots still available in July, so please have a look at that stuff if you're interested in just getting out, having 4 days where it's just reflecting on you, where you're at, where you need to go. Now, I'd like to think that today you've come here open-minded. I hope you're here to learn and be challenged rather than simply be entertained. In fact, if you feel offended at some stage, I think we're doing our job. And I'd like you to explore, perhaps even at your table, is political correctness killing leadership? And in fact, where have all the leaders gone? Which is the topic for today. So maybe you might want to do a little check to see if there's any leaders at your table. So guys, we're in for a bit of fun, a bit of a stir, a bit of a challenge. I hope you can put up with it. Looking forward to catching up with you shortly. So please enjoy.